Thank you for calling the ASMR Help Desk. How may I help you today? Yet again, we are doing our Magic the Gathering helpline for Magic the Gathering Arena. Tonight, we are going to be doing a draft. So let's go ahead and get started. For those of you who are unfamiliar, basically in a draft, you get 3 packs. You open the first pack, you pick just 1 card, and then you pass the rest of the cards to the person on your left. And you take the pack of cards from the person on your right, and then you select a card from that new set that you've just received, and then you just continue in this fashion until you've selected all of the cards from that pack. And then you open up a second pack, and this time you select a card and hand it to the person on your right, and then take the cards from the person on your left and then select a card. And again, you will continue until that pack has been selected. And then you do it again with the third pack, passing to your left. And at the end, you have a pool of cards that you use to build a deck. And as you're selecting the cards during the draft, you typically want to select cards with a deck in mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this draft and we're going to select cards. So let's see. Now the rare, typically, not always, but typically you take the rare from the first pack, or at least one of the uncommons, unless you have a very strong common. But this rare is actually quite good. It's a large card, and it gives you options. It's Wandering Archaic. You can pay 5 to get a 4/4 creature avatar. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, they may pay 2. If they don't, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. And the backside of the card is Explore the Vast Lands. It's 3 to get you a sorcery. Each player looks at the top 5 cards of their library and may reveal a land card and or an instant or sorcery card from among them. Each player puts the cards they revealed this way into their hand, and the rest on the bottom of their library, in any order. Each player gains 3 life. The benefit to this card is it's colorless, so we don't have to commit to a color just yet. Our uncommons Overgrown Arch. It's 1 and a green to get you a 0/4 creature plant wall. It's a defender. You can tap it to gain 1 life, or pay 2 and sacrifice it to learn, which means you can go get a lesson card that you have from outside of your deck. Then we have this. It's a Snakeskin Veil. It's 1 green for an instant. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains hexproof until end of turn. And then the other, we have Lorehold Excavation. For a red and a white, you get an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, mill a card. If a land card was milled this way, you gain 1 life. Otherwise, Lorehold Excavation deals 1 damage to each opponent. You can pay 5 and exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a tapped 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. our final uncommon is Reflective Golem. You can pay 3 to get a 2/3 artifact creature Golem. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Reflective Golem, you may pay 2. If you do, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. I'm not seeing any commons that strike my fancy, so I think I'm going to stay with the rare. I think we should stay with the rare. So I'm going to confirm. And now we will get the second pack. It looks like the player to our right didn't pick the rare, which is Necroblossom Snarl, which is a land. As Necroblossom Snarl enters the battlefield, you may reveal a swamp or forest card from your hand. If you don't, Necroblossom Snarl enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it to add a black or a green. Black or a green. You can play Flunk for 1 and a black to get an instant. Target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is 7 minus the number of cards in that creature's controller's hand. That's a good card. Spell Satchel, Magecraft. When you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, put a book counter on Spell Satchel. Tap it, remove a book counter from Spell Satchel, and add a colorless mana. Pay 3 and tap it, remove 3 book counters from Spell Satchel, draw a card. And then the last uncommon Access Tunnel, it's a land. Tap and add a colorless. Pay 3 and tap target creature with power 3 or less. Can't be blocked this turn. Okay, I'm not seeing any amazing commons. Oh, and if anybody is listening in along with you, please know that limited in Magic isn't my strength. I'm sorry to bring that up after we've gotten started, but I will probably make some picks that are not ideal. Please be gentle in the comments. I'm going to stick with Flunk. Alright, so this is Abundant Harvest. Pay a green to get a sorcery, choose land or non-land. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Containment Breach, 2 and a green, for a sorcery, lesson. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If its mana value is 2 or less, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with, when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Deadly Brew. It's a black and a green for a sorcery. Each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. If you sacrificed a permanent this way, you may return another permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. And then Rip Apart. It's a red and a white for a sorcery where you can choose one. Rip Apart deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, or you can destroy a target artifact or enchantment. So looking through, so I think we're going to go with Deadly Brew because we've already got 1 form of removal. And this is another that can get you back a card, which is pretty good. Looks like we're going to be Witherbloom. Okay. Defiant Strike. You can pay a white to get an instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Draw a card. Symmetry Sage. You can pay a blue for a creature, human wizard. Flying. Oh, it's in a 0/2. It has flying and Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, target creature you control has base power 2 until end of turn. Then we have Spell Satchel again. And then now we have... Okay, so we don't really have any commons or uncommons or rare that goes with what we want. So... I think we should go with Excavated Wall, because it gives us an early defender, and we can put cards into our graveyard, which Deadly Brew can get back out for us if we need it. So I think that's our best common pick. Unless, let me check this one, Unwilling Ingredient. Yeah, I'm going to go with Unwilling Ingredient instead. It's a black for a 1/1 creature frog, menace. Pay 2 and a black to exile Unwilling Ingredient from your graveyard. You may draw a card and you lose 1 life. So, menace means that a creature with menace can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. So if we get this out early, the opponent won't be able to block it, potentially. So let's go with that. Okay, so we have Divine Gambit. Humiliate, a white and a black. For sorcery, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. That's a different color thing than we want. We want either green or black. That's kind of the direction we're heading. And I'm not... That's a good card, but... So from this pack, it looks like we really only have, if we want to try to stay with Witherbloom, which is black and green, we can go with Spectre of the Fens, 3 and a black for a 2/3 creature Spectre. It has flying. It has 5 and a black, gets you target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Or we can go with Tangle Trap, which is 1 and a green for an instant. Choose 1. Tangle Trap deals 5 damage to target creature with flying. Destroy target artifact. Or destroy target artifact. I think we should go with Spectre. Okay, so we have Whirlwind Denial. And Simone Quandrix Prodigy. I'm surprised that hasn't been taken yet. Either we don't have anybody in Quandrix. Okay, so we've got a couple cards. We've got Bayou Groff, 1 and a green, for a 5/4 creature plant dog. As additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature or pay 3. So this could be a good early game drop. Or we can go with Moldering Karok. It's 2, a black and a green, for a 3/3 creature zombie crocodile. It has trample and lifelink. The benefit to this one is we could potentially get it out early, but if not, then we can get it out later in the game, so it can be useful anytime. Though this has some pretty good evasion. I'm gonna go with the Groff right now. Reflective Golem is the only uncommon. We could do Novice Dissector, 3 and a black for a 3/3 creature troll warlock. Pay 1 and sacrifice another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. It's pretty good. Promising Dusk Mage, 2 and a black for a 2/3 creature human warlock. When Promising Dusk Mage dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, draw a card. You could also do Expanded Anatomy. Pay 3, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains vigilance until end of turn. Or we could do Tangle Trap. Or we could do Leyline Invocation. 5 and a green, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of lands you control. I don't really think that fits any sort of thing. So we have 1 creature, 2, 3 creatures. I think we can go with Novice Dissector because we can sacrifice another creature and put a +1/+1 counter on another creature. And we could potentially get anything we sacrifice back with Deadly Brew. So let's go with that. Okay, so we have... Oh, that uncommon doesn't fit. Reckless Amplimancer. 1 and a green for a creature elf druid. It's 2/2. Pay 4 and a green, double Reckless Amplimancer's power and toughness until end of turn. Until end of turn. Okay, we have Infuse with Vitality, which is a black and a green instant until end of turn. Target creature gains Death Touch, and when this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. You gain 2 life. I think that's a good pick. I think we should do that one. That's a good combat trick. Okay, so we're getting it back around. This was the pack we had, I think. Snakes in Skin Veil, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Yeah, we went through that. Charge through, pay green, target creature gains trample until end of turn, draw a card. So really we're deciding, do we want a +1/+1 counter that gets hexproof until end of turn, or a target creature gains trample until end of turn, draw a card? I would rather do that. Okay, Spell Satchel. We've got another Novice Dissector. Oh, here we go. I think Defender and mill a card. We were going to pick this before, and I didn't. So let's go ahead with that. Okay. And I think we should go with Containment Breach, 2 and a green for a lesson. Destroy target artifact or enchantment if its mana value is 2 or less. Create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Okay, I'm gonna do... Actually, I'm gonna go with Excavated Wall again. And Tangle Trap. Oh, Moldering Colorock made it around. That works for us. And another Tangle Trap. Alright, now we get a new pack. Oh, very nice. Natural Order, it's a mythic. It's 2 and 2 green for a sorcery as an additional cost to cast this spell. Sacrifice a green creature. Search your library for a green creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Yes, I think that's an easy pack 2. Pick 1. I don't even need to look at anything else. Because that means later in the game, if we don't have our big guy, we can go get them. Alright, so we've got another flunk, which I really like. Yeah, I think we're going to go with flunk again, because that's really good removal. Agonizing Remorse. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile that card. That's not really something that I think we need to worry about. Witherbloom, Pride Mage 3, a hybrid green black for a 5/5 creature or tree for a warlock. Magecraft, whenever you cast a spell, copy an instant or sorcery spell. You gain 1 life. That's not bad. Bloodreach Searcher, 1, a black and a green. For a 2/2 Vampire Druid Menace, whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Blood Researcher. I think we need to go with that. I think that's the better option. Okay, I know what our pick should be. Dinah Soul Steeper. Dinah Soul Steeper for a black and a green for a 1/3 legendary creature, Dryad Druid. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. You can pay 1 and sacrifice another creature. Soul Steeper gets +X+0 until end of turn, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. That's an easy pick right there for us. I don't think we have anybody from Witherbloom. Rushed Rebirth. Oh, this is a rare. Black and a green for an instant. Choose target creature. When that creature dies this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser mana value. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. I think that's a good maw. That's another good combat trick. Let's go with that. I like that. Okay, anything? Oh, we got a new green card we haven't seen. Field Trip, 2 and a green for a sorcery. Search your library for a basic forest card. Put that card on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Learn. Okay, I think we should do Field Trip because we do have a lesson. So we can use it. Professor's Warning. A black for an instant. Choose 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, or target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Alright, let's see how many instants we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of those. This is a lot. Let's go with Professor's Warning. I think that's probably better. Crushing Disappointment, 3 and a black. Each player loses 2 life. You draw 2 cards. Campus Guide, 2 for a 2/1 artifact creature Golem. When Campus Guide enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. Yeah, we need a number 2 creature, so let's go with Spectre of the Fens again. Biblioplex Assistant, pay 4 for a 2/1 artifact creature, Gargoyle. Flying. When Biblioplex Assistant enters the battlefield, put up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library. Let's go ahead and go with him. He's expensive, but he can get some of these creatures back to us. Let's go with Agonizing Remorse. Professor's Warning, which made it back to us. Unwilling Ingredient, that's always a good one. And this is a worthless pick, so which one do we want? Do we not want other people to get? Let's do that one. And this is a bot draft, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, so for this Devastating Mastery, 2 white. Well, we're not in white, so we don't need to worry about it. But just for poops and giggles, it's a sorcery. You may pay 2 and white rather than pay this spell's mana cost. If 2 white cost was paid, an opponent chooses up to 2 non-land permanents they control and returns them to their owner's hands. Destroy all non-land permanents. Or we can pay 2, a green. For sorcery, draw 3 cards, Harmonize. That's actually a good card. That's not in our colors, not in our colors, not in our colors. Frankly, I think we're just going to go with the Harmonize. I think that works for us. Negate, Eye Twitch, black for a 1/1 creature Eyebat, flying. When Eye Twitch dies, learn. A Containment Breach again. Another Professor's Warning. Let's go with Eye Twitch. I think that would probably be better. Karok Wrangler, 4 and a green for a 3/3 creature elf druid. Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Yeah, I think that might be. Let's check Pest Summoning. It's a lesson. Create 2 1/1 black and green. Now we should go with Karok Wrangler. Sorry that I skipped over that. I get antsy at the end of drafts. I apologize. I think really Reckless Amplimancer. We do have some good 2s, so let's do Novice again. Oh, another Karok Wrangler. A Cram Session, 1 and black and a green. Sorcery, you gain 4 life. Learn. I think just another Karok Wrangler. Okay. Oh, did I get a Moldering Karok before? Oh, I did. Okay. 1 and a black for a 2/2 creature, human warlock. This is Leech Fanatic. As long as it's your turn, Leech Fanatic has lifelink. Frankly, I think Moldering Karok is our best pick here. Alrighty. Witherbloom Pride Mage. We can go with that, or Hunt for Specimens, 1 and a black. Create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Learn. I think I'm going to go with Unwilling Ingredient again. And Leech Fanatic. And Containment Breach. Might as well get another lesson since we have some of those. How many Tangle Traps do we have? We have 2 already. Let's go with this one. Now we have 2 Reckless Amplimancers. Alright, which one? Really doesn't matter because this is a bot draft. Let's do Excavated Wall. Might as well get something that we can use. Okay. Okay, so I got 40 gems. That's nice. So that about does it for our Magic the Gathering helpline today. Thank you so much for calling, and I hope you have a wonderful day. This show is part of the CIP network, where we inspire creativity 1 episode at a time.